All right, so you have decided to do axle holder facing down. Sorry, facing up. Okay, so like as shown here on the left side, low base. That means your axle holder will actually be facing up. So you've got a car that rides very low to the ground. Okay, if that's the case, this is your video. So you have already sketched the profile of your car. We're going to basically turn this profile into this one right here. We're going to add an opening at the bottom for the base to insert into, and an opening in the middle for a brace going from one side to the other. Here we go. Step one, I would right click on your image and suppress it. Okay. And then right click on sketch 2, edit. Okay. You may have already sized the distance from one axle to the other. What you want to do is actually delete this, and I'll show you why. We're trying to maintain our shape, and if the design basically, so if we shrink it vertically, we want to shrink it horizontally. If we stretch it vertically, we want to stretch it horizontally. So we maintain the shape. If you measure the wheelbase right now, that says 0.68 inches. We need that to be closer to 0.88 in order to get the tires to fit. So we can't do that right now. If we type in 0.88, the tire gets big, car gets a little distorted, and it looks kind of weird. So what we want to do, I'm going to hit Control Z or undo. We want to right click and delete that dimension. And this is going to guarantee that you maintain the proportionality of your car. So you take off all your dimensions, turn your dimension tool back on, and you select one of your two wheelbases right here, these circular elements. Now, if one is smaller than the other, you probably want to select the smaller one to guarantee that both wheels fit. Mine are the same size. So click, drag, and the dimension you want to put in here is 0.88. That's the radius of the wheel. Notice the whole car got bigger, and now if I measure from axle to axle, right, I get 5.766. Okay, enter. So that's fine. We're going to need this dimension when we design the base, right? We're going to have to redesign the base a little bit. But let's go ahead right now and throw in this notch at the bottom. So we're going to turn off the dimension tool, turn on the line tool, and we're going to come over here. Don't worry about exactly where. Click, drag, click, drag, click, drag. Okay, make sure those lines are vertical and horizontal. And then I'm going to hit escape, or you could turn off the tool. And then I'm going to use the trim tool, T-R-I-M, trim. And I'm going to trim this piece right here. Okay. Now, if I hit escape to turn off my trim tool, I could test this piece and drag it. Okay, it looks like those two are vertical to each other, and these two pieces are two dots. These 2 points are vertical to each other as well. That's good. All right, so now I'm going to throw on some dimensions. I'm going to dimension from this corner to this one about 1/2 inch, 0.5. Okay, and same thing on this side, 0.5. Right. We don't want to change the dimension of this point to this point. It is what it is. Okay. So I'm going to put this in here. I'm not dimensioning it. I'm just hitting enter. So I'm basically letting it be what it actually is. And whatever is left over, 4.125 minus 1/2 inch minus 1/2 inch should leave me with 3.125. So this piece right here is 3.125. Okay, I'm going to zoom in. We want the distance from this point to this point to be the thickness of the wood, 0.125. Now that's one base layer. If you're using 2 base layers, you would put 0.250. Okay. At this point, we have created a notch for the base of the car to insert into. All right, now I'm going to create a, I'm going to use the rectangle tool to draw a slot for the brace for the side pieces. Okay, it's like a little piece that connects the left side to the right side. And the dimensions for that need to be, the thickness of the wood would be 0.125, enter. And the height, I'm going to go with 3/4 of an inch, 0.75. Okay, now you are going to have, I just hit escape, by the way, to turn off my tools. You are going to have to decide where this slot goes. Everybody's car looks a little bit different, right? So you don't want it probably to be way in the front or way in the back, probably somewhere in the middle. It doesn't matter exactly where it goes. What matters is that you place it and then you dimension it to a specific location, a reference point. So a reference point that would be good to dimension to might be this corner right here. So I might say, okay, relative to that corner, turn on my dimension tool, and I go from this corner to this one. Don't do a diagonal dimension. Go ahead and drag up. Okay, horizontally, I'm just going to use a nice and easy number. I'll say 1.5. That gets it right in the middle. Okay, and vertically, I also need to know where it is relative to this point. So I'm going to throw in a dimension, again, from the same point to the other point, but I want to drag until it becomes a vertical dimension. And I'll make that, I'd like the location right now, it says 0.85. That's fine with me. We'll just make it an even 1 inch. Again, it doesn't matter exactly where it goes. You just need to create a slot somewhere near the middle. I'm going to turn off my dimension tool. Okay. At this point, I'm actually done. I know it didn't turn black all the way around just because we didn't fully define the entire sketch. If you want to double check the dimension on the front wheelbase, click, drag, and if it says anything close to 0.88, you're good. All right, so that means that the wheel is going to fit in there. If you multiply 0.88 times 2, you get 1.76. The diameter of the wheel is about 1.65 inches, so it'll fit. So that's good. Feel free to make it larger than that if you really want to, but a nice tight fit will look pretty cool. But if you don't want, if you make it too tight, then it'll barely fit. At this point, I'm going to hit the check mark, and you should see a hole right here. If not, something is wrong.